Testing. Testing. Checking. Checking, testing. Testing. Sorry about that. Testing. Alright. Got. Alright. Just had a little bit of a audio issue there, but it should be cleared up. Alright. And I hope there's no frame rate problems. Alright. Couple things. I really like this game, but I'm also kind of terrible at it for some reason, even though I do have some experience with Guild Wars 2, and I generally don't have too many problems with that game. So hopefully things will go out well, and I am going to be skipping cutscenes and things like that because it's an MMORPG, nobody cares about the story. Yeah, and XSplit is kind of giving me some frame rate garbage, so hopefully it's not too disruptive. Oops. I decided to go with a warrior because my main, who is currently 59, I think he just hit 59, is an archer, and it's a ranged character. And I don't know, I just kind of wanted to, I really like playing melee in these kinds of games, these sort of real-time MMORPGs. So yeah, I decided to go with warrior, even though I have actually played Slayer and Berserker, and I do like both of those. I mean, actually, really honestly, with the exception of the Mystic, there really isn't a class in this game I don't like. One of the things I really appreciate about Tera Online are the artists at En Masse. They've managed to make some pretty beautiful work. Whoops. Especially later in the game when you start getting to the areas that are these, big sweeping landscapes. Yeah, I'm just gonna... I don't like to try to go up and gank anybody's kills because you don't always win and you don't want anybody doing that to you, so I try to play nice. Hoping to get some of the other individuals from the Pixel Shark group involved here with me. Maybe we could start doing like a dual stream, one on my personal Twitch channel and one on this main Pixel Sharks channel here. Because this is a game where if we got, I don't know, 2, 3, preferably 4 people, we could do lots of BAM fights and really just have fun. Kind of joke around. Yeah, I like that fast, fluid action there. Let's see, I don't know how many people are watching right now, but I don't actually have my Twitch up on my channel here because I just don't want to do anything that'll kill my frame rate anymore. So I don't typically have a lot of stuff running. Also, I really like the combat animations in this game. They aren't quite as good as Guild Wars, but then again, this game has about 3 years, 2 or 3 years on Guild Wars, so I'll give it a break. I'm not sure if there's actually any in-game audio, so let me just confirm that really quick. Alright. And I'm sorry it says Destiny on the screen. Actually, let me see here. And I'm stand by. I'm just doing a quick um, quick check so that I can monitor the Twitch stream here, but not get too distracted from the game. So I'm doing it on a different screen on my second computer here, muted, so I don't hear myself talk. Let's see, oops. Let me just check something here. Okay, and let's see. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, and I see somebody viewing. If I can see the chat now, so if you know, comments or questions or suggestions, I should be able to kind of glance over there pretty periodically and answer anything or respond. go fight the tree boss here in the moment. I'm gonna do a little tweaking on my UI here. That's annoying me. I actually have a different setup on my archer, and I'm more familiar with where my hotkeys are kind of blindly on that character than I am here. Whoops. It's getting away from me. And yeah, and like I said, this is all for charity. I'm going to be saying that periodically throughout the stream. So if you're watching and you want to donate, you can go to our Pixel Sharks page. I'm pretty certain there's actually a link to the Extra Life for Kids page on this stream somewhere. So if you're interested, or you can just search Extra Life for Kids, and then Pixel Sharks is the name of our group. Well, there's a lot of people in here, so I'm going to change channels. I'm going to be competing with a lot of people for this quest. It's going to make things go really slow. So I'm going to try to remedy that here. And say something in chat if you can't hear me. Well, obviously, if you can't hear me, you didn't hear me say that, but apologize. It's actually pretty late for me, and this is going to be kind of the last thing I do in my day. And after a short time streaming, I'm going to be going to bed and probably do some more tomorrow. If not on this channel, then on my own channel, which is I Kill Omega. Let's see. Whoops. My ability didn't come out, so my chain didn't work. Alright. Just a moment here. Yeah, I actually spent a lot of time playing this game and then got out of it, and it's been a while. And then like I said, I got back onto my archer and was playing that character, and then other than that, I'm actually pretty out of the loop. Some things had changed since I had last played it, so I may seem a little rusty. I'm actually not new to this game. I don't know, I haven't had the full Tera experience because I haven't been part of a major guild or anything like that. And my goal tonight is pretty much to get off of this island. And once that's done, I'm probably going to pick up tomorrow, assuming none of the other Pixel Shark guys are on here. And then if they are, I'll just be on my main channel. And I'll probably fight a couple BAMs or something. I may be able to solo them. I know I can solo him on a Berserker pretty easily, but Warrior, I am not too sure. And this is actually my first time really seriously streaming a MMO. I typically play a lot of single-player action games, so this is not necessarily common for me to be playing a game like this live, but hey, it's always, you know, doing something new never hurt anybody, I suppose. I do not know what I was doing right there. And I have tried the gunner. I don't know, I kind of feel the same way about the gunner that I do about the other newer class, Slayer, I think it is. No, it's not Slayer. I'm losing my mind. Um, I don't know. I tried the character and I just didn't get into it. Yeah, this is so much easier when you're not trying to compete with 7 other players for the same like small goal or the same kill. I do not think they had the channels when I played before with regularity. I'm just starting to kind of get back into it. It's just asking me to do this again. I'm not sure if this is just a repeatable quest now or what. I'm guessing it is. Either that or they have what essentially amounts to duplicates of the same quest, which is very weird. That's what it looks like. Huh, how odd. Okay. I gotta do this campfire thing. I know I saw one over here somewhere. It's not loading on my screen. Ah, there it is. And I'm actually watching something via headphones off screen, so if you hear a snicker or something, it's because of that. I have ADHD kind of, and I have to sort of have multiple sources of stimulation going on. It's hard for me to just kind of sit and play a game quietly, unless I'm talking with someone, then that's different. But if I'm just sitting here talking to myself, it gets like, I won't say boring, but I don't know. It just seems strange for me to play a game without something else going on in the background. Whoops. A lot of this tutorial stuff, I really wish in these MMOs that you could skip these starting areas, because once you've played through the game up to a certain point, there really is no need for all this. And this game actually has, I'm pretty certain, a tutorial level, or at least it used to. But this area is just awful. This is like a really bad first impression for this otherwise really good game. And I'm not sure why they haven't really done much to update it. And one thing I'll say, my favorite MMO is actually Rift. And one thing I will say about Rift is it starts pretty epically. I mean, within the first, if you're experienced in it, within the first 5-10 minutes of the game, you're already fighting a pretty epic boss fight with a public group, and it's pretty exciting. Guild Wars is kind of the same way in that respect. And I prefer that, but it's okay. Oh, this guy is annoying me. He moves the exact same speed as my attack movement. I don't know, that's always been something that's sort of been a pet peeve of mine in games. So, when I had played before on my archer, I had a pretty decent level of crafting, but I came back in and a bunch of my recipes were mailed back to me as basically vendor trash, and I'm not sure why it changed, so I'm gonna have to see what the game says about crafting now. Okay. Yeah, I mean, as boring as this area is, it's undeniably gorgeous. I just wish there was something a little more interesting to do, and I wish it was a lot shorter. Just let you get like right into the core of the game by about level 7 or 8. That impatience probably comes from my roots as an old school arcade gamer and a hardcore gamer in the 8 and 16-bit eras. So basically, those games, you turn them on and you're killing things. There's no big cutscene. There's no, you know, drama building up to the big fight. It's just you're just straight into the the mayhem. And to me, that's what I like about old school games. They were. I'm sorry, just a moment here. I'm doing something off to the side. It'll take just a second. Yeah, that's what I like about old school games. They were just straightforward. Right into the dirt, and you never really feel like there's just a bunch of crap happening. You're always I'm sorry. You start in the mix of things, and it's that way all the way until the end of the game, until either you run out of quarters or out of continues. And I miss those days. And as much as I love games like Uncharted and Rift and these other games that are very story driven. Yeah, Rift is actually an MMO that is very story driven. As much as I like those, sometimes I just want to play, something that's just fast and crazy and loud. And you don't really see you're starting to see more and more of those from indie developers. Games like, games like Shovel Knight and Valdis Story and, a few others. But for the most part, it's pretty much built on the foundation of sorry, one moment. Okay. And that's sort of where I come from as a gamer. Oop, I hope that worked. Okay. And, yep. That's me. And actually, an interesting, as much as I hate the word, an interesting factoid about me as a gamer is I'm actually a game collector. I have a penchant for trying to dig up old games, old retro games, and build up a collection. And those who don't know, there actually are quite a few games out there that are actually worth money. If you go onto eBay and you search for a game like Little Samson or even something more well known like Earthbound or Chrono Trigger, you can see them up for a pretty fair price. Even though I don't really collect for money, I collect for hobby because I do love video games. They were an essential part of my growing up. I grew up in the Nintendo generation, and I mean that's what it was all about. You wake up in the morning in your Mario pajamas, you eat your Nintendo cereal, and on your way to wherever you're going, you bust out your Game Boy, and I mean that's what it was. Things just have changed so much, though. It's a lot of strange division in the game community that I don't really understand. I think I mean, there's pretty much every single genre of game has at least one game that I don't just like, I love. There isn't a genre of game that I dislike. But so that kind of, so when it comes to me collecting, I'll pretty much pick up anything except for sports games, not because I dislike them, but because unfortunately most sports games are generally worthless, except for family fun stadium events, which is worth a fortune. Um, Family fun or family fitness, I'm sorry, I may be wrong about one of those. And I almost knocked my second mouse off of my desk, so I need to be careful about that. And once again, I'm not sure if anybody's just joining or what's going on, but if you are a viewer, I encourage you to check out Pixel Shark's Extra Life for Kids page and donate. This stream is also hosted on there, so you won't be missing anything. Even though at this point you're probably not missing anything just by watching. I mean, it's like nothing's really happening right now. At least not until I can get some people to join me. Now, typically what I'll do is I'll stream something like Super Metroid, which I've probably already said it's my favorite game of all time, but Super Metroid is my favorite game of all time. Yeah, I'll stream something like that because I can play that game a little more dramatically than I can this, but it's kind of in the mood to just sort of play something where I can just sort of play for a few minutes and cut it off. Super Metroid is something that I can usually knock out in a shade over an hour, but it's a very high impact experience. It's not anything that I can really just sort of relax and play, and I just kind of wanted to play something stress-free, kind of wind down from work. Thinking about also playing maybe one day Illusion of Gaia, which is as Super Metroid is my favorite game of all time, Illusion of Gaia is my favorite RPG of all time. Unusual pick, but and if you're in here and in chat, want me to say something, just drop something in the chat box. I'm actually getting over a sore throat, so I'm probably talking a little more than I should be. I think my mic is a little strange. I think it's a little too close to my mouth or something. I have one of these cheaper gaming mics from Radio Shack because I have no money. It's a GigaWare because that name is the mark of quality, and it has a tendency to be a little tinny from what I've heard in test recordings and such. Oh, I give up. I don't really have a lot of production value. So, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right now. If there's anybody there, like listening or watching, just say something in chat and make sure I'm not talking to myself. Otherwise, I'll save my voice. I've got things sort of blocked up on my screen, so. Ow. Playing a little carelessly. I'm just trying to get this over with. So, hopefully I'm getting hit a lot. Oh, man. Wow. I run the risk of dying in the starting area. That's pitiful. Phew. And he didn't drop any orbs. Wonderful. I'm trying to remember how to make bandages. I do not remember. I do not remember how to make bandages. Okay. Yeah, I'm about a level behind. I think that's part of the issue here. Starting to get a little bit of, sorry about that. I noticed a couple people have jumped in. I apologize for my silence. I'm still here. Still glancing over at the chat periodically. I was saving my voice a little bit. I'm still getting over a little bit of a sore throat, so. Oops, I'm going the wrong way. I'm running around in circles. Go me. And I do see a couple people came in. If you're interested, this is Pixel Sharks is an Extra Life for Kids group. We run basically to get people to donate to charity. And as soon as I said that, the two of the guys just leave. So either I'm really, really boring, or my pitch for the charity just made somebody completely not interested. So I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm just dropping all these bombs in here because they're mostly garbage, but I mean, there's no reason to not use them, really. They don't do a great deal of damage, at least not in my experience, compared to your basic attacks. I mean, yeah, they have AoE capability, but whoops. Just a moment. On my second screen, I'm actually having a lot of technical difficulties. It's an HP laptop. It's going on about, give or take, about 8 years old. Maybe not quite that long, 6, 7 years old, and it's been good, but it is a retail laptop, so they are not really made. They're not really built to last, and I think it's finally starting to crap out on me. These guys are jerks. Just hit me so I can kill you. Thank you. One of the things I like about this game is are the bandages. I don't know, something about them compared to games like Rift and Halo and World of Warcraft. 1 second. Sorry, I had to sneeze and almost didn't make it to the mute switch on time. Okay. Whoops. Oh, that's annoying. And yeah, if there's a game that you're interested in me streaming, I have a pretty solid selection of a lot of the popular games. Um, One of the ones I've been interested in starting to stream is Banished. And if you haven't played that one, and you're really into like city management games and survival strategy games, it's probably one of the best ones out there. It's an indie game on Steam, and it is spectacular. It's also very hard, and I'm horrible at it, but I'm trying to remedy that. Alright. I'm actually knocking this starting area out a lot faster than I typically have, and I'm wondering if they've streamlined it or something, because it seems like it's going a lot smoother than it used to. It used to seem to take forever. Whoa. I really wish your dodge canceled, because you kind of get locked in your combat animations. I guess it's just like any other thing. It's like a fighting game, you know. If you're not careful with how you place your attacks, you get struck. You know, I guess that's one of the reasons why I like real-time games like this over the sort of hotkey spamming games. Even though Rift is still my favorite MMO, it feels like your timing and your placement of attacks matters more in something like this or Guild Wars 2 than in something like World of Warcraft. When you get hit, you feel like it was your fault, not the enemy targeted you and executed a skill. You know, you failed to dodge, so there's consequences. I think that matters. I think that matters in a game like this. I like having the ability to dodge out of the way of an incoming attack. Whoops. Running into guys here. I'm going to be gathering up some of this ore because I'm planning on possibly getting into weapons crafting once I get to Tempest Reach, so we'll see. I always found the crafting system in this game to be a little weird. I'm not really sure why. It just feels very different from the more traditional MMO crafting systems. I don't think I've ever been able to really logically place why, but I don't know. This is definitely an odd game. I will certainly say that it's very weird tonally. The gameplay is definitely different. In a good way, mind you, just different. I do see that the stream says Destiny. I do have Destiny, but unfortunately I have Destiny on a PS3 and I do not have a means by which to stream it as of yet. So I will not be able to stream Destiny for the time being, but I really do enjoy that game. I haven't actually played it a lot, but it's one of those games where it's not really fun if you're playing by yourself, and I have a friend that plays it on the PS3, but has it on the PS3, but he doesn't play it, so Destiny is one that I would like to actually play once I get, say, Xbox One or something like that, which is probably, of the major next-gen consoles, probably the first one I'm going to get, mainly just because as of right now, even though in my opinion Sony took E3 home this year. I think as of right now, Xbox still has a lineup that more appeals to my taste. Not necessarily better, just more my flavor. Especially with like Forza and Sunset Overdrive are two games I'm really excited. I would be really excited about playing. So Destiny is one I'll probably play on one of the next gen platforms eventually here. One I'm looking forward to streaming as well is in the near future is WildStar, which is currently a subscription MMO, but it is going free to play according to some sources. And I have a principle where I refuse to pay a subscription for an MMO, and that's unfair, I'm sure, in so many eyes. But there are plenty of free-to-play MMOs that I really like. I just can't really justify paying $15 a month or so to play a game online. It's just not something that I see myself willing to do. As much as I like WildStar, I especially find it funny in games like a lot of the MMOs that really aren't all that great, where they're still asking for, I'm not going to name any, but where they're still asking for subscription for a game that, by all accounts, by pretty much their own player base, really doesn't deserve it. That's bold. Go see a skill trainer or tactics trainer, because I haven't been to one since I was like level 3, so I'm missing some skills. Whoa, kind of lost control of myself there for a second. Alright. Now I go do the thing where I go into the portal, fight the boss, and clear this zone. I actually would like these little instanced areas more if they were shorter and didn't have all the trash mobs leading up to the boss fight, which I personally find to be just filler and pointless. Like, the reason why you play Tera is to fight the BAMs, the boss monsters, and all the other stuff in between, it just seems like wasting time. I would probably like it more if they took out some of the trash mobs and replaced them with simpler, shorter boss battles, BAMs as they're called. I think the game would be a lot better if they did that, but that's just a personal opinion. I doubt NMAS is going to listen to me and change their game, but, I personally think it would make the game a little better. Because one of the things I always hate about MMOs is, honestly, the boring parts of the grind. Oh, wonderful. Oh wow, how fantastic. I don't think I can drop aggro from these guys before I get to the boss. Probably end up having to fight them. Preferably I won't have to fight them, but I don't think I can. No, they're still. Oh, nope. Well, no, it looks like they. I'm watching them up in the radar. The enemy aggro in this game is very weird. It'll look like they drop aggro and they're running away, and then they'll end up turning right back around and attacking you like 30 seconds later. It's very strange. I have not fought this guy with a melee character in a long time. I'm orbiting him in the wrong direction here. I fought him with a flare, and it was pretty cool fighting him like that. But with this warrior, I'm not. Ooh, ow! I took the worst of that. Ooh, I'm out of like what is that stuff called? Resolve. It's not restoring. Okay, there it goes. Oh man, okay. Boy, oh boy, I'm getting hit by every single attack. One moment. Yeah, when I checked my stream, it was actually dead. I hope that wasn't something that had been going on for a long time. Oh man, okay, so I'm probably going to get to Tempest Reach and call it a night. You know, I know I haven't been streaming that long, but I started streaming, I don't know what time it was, around 11, I guess. Maybe a little bit after that. I don't get off of work until 10:30 p.m. Eastern, so it takes me a little time to get on after work. I need to eat something and sort of chill for a few minutes, and then I jump right on. During the mornings, I typically wake up in the morning, and then I don't have to start my shift currently until 2 p.m. So um, I'll probably be on at 2 p.m. Eastern sometime. I don't know. Before 2 p.m. Eastern, I mean, probably sometime between 10 and 12, leading up until maybe about 1 or 1:30. And assuming that none of the other Pixel Sharks members are streaming at that time for charity, um, I'll probably be on there around that time. But yeah, it's playing it. Streaming an MMO is a little difficult. It's a lot of time and effort into a single character that just kind of streams, and you're just watching somebody, fight a bunch of trash mobs. But hopefully the BAM battles will be more entertaining, and hopefully I can get some people to play with me, and at which point it may be a little more engaging. I just really kind of want to get this character started, set up for the possibility of a near future being able to do a little bit more of an entertaining stream. Alright, taking a long flight home here. Yeah, and once again, I really do like the look of this game. And like I said, I have the graphics settings pretty low right now because of streaming purposes, but yeah, it does look gorgeous. They obviously put a lot of time and effort into the design of the world, and I think for a game like this, it's very important because you're going to be spending a lot of time in these zones. You really don't want to get bored, and that's kind of a problem I have with a lot of MMOs, is the environments tend to be very generic, very bland. I'm knocking my headset off here. So in this game, the fact that they actually put a lot of time and energy into making the worlds interesting, I appreciate that, because they could have been lazy. They could have just made this a forest level, but they decided to make this big epic tree and this believable environment that just seems so much bigger. It's so unfamiliar and strange and intimidating, and it's a great way to really start off this game. So I'm going to park. I'm going to visit the tactics instructor so that I don't forget to do that. I might spend a few moments just kind of playing around with crafting before I call it a night. I don't know. We'll see how I feel once I land. One of the things that annoys me with games like Rift and Guild Wars 2, giving you basically the ability to fast travel very quickly. The fact that this game still has you flying to your destination, staring at a light speed video tunnel load screen. I don't know. It just seems archaic to me. I feel the same way about the way, I haven't played World of Warcraft in a long time, so it may have changed, but the way the Griffin flights are sort of real time. Yeah, it makes sense in the context of the world, but when you really just want to play the game, sitting there and watching a thing flap its wings for 5 minutes is pretty lame. But, I'm probably just being whiny, but I really just oh, look at that texture not loading. I really just want to enjoy the game. It's kind of hard to do that when you're at the whim of a griffin, or in this case a hippogriff or something. Not sure what that's supposed to be. Pegasus, there you go. Okay. apologize. Allergies are still bothering me. My throat's a little crackly too. I've talked probably more on this stream than I have in an entire week because of my throat. So it's still a little rough. Actually, first things first, I need to find the... Oh, there we go. Huh. How do you get the ingot design? Do you start with it? I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to get the... I don't know when you get your first enchantable equipment. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember how to make ingots. This is a problem. For level 15 or above. Oh, okay. I see. Okay, that's the thing that's keeping me from doing it. Okay, so I gotta wait. Alright, I can wait. It's odd on the map. It looks strange. I'm not sure what that area is called. Oh, man. Sorry. Once again, I'm knocking my headset around here. Alright. Okay. It's gonna be probably the end of things here tonight, I think. It's after 12:30 and I'm tired. um, I need to get up in the morning, so I'm gonna go turn in this quest and probably park. So once this is loaded, finally, I'm going to get ready to. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually just going to, so I know for certain a nice, safe little stopping point. I'm just going to park right here and call it a night. So, those of you who are on here, I don't know how many people are on here right now, but thanks for joining. Like I said, you can go to our Extra Life for Kids page. Just Google Extra Life for Kids and then Pixel Sharks if you can't find it, and you should be able to donate there. And the stream is also there as well. So if you favorite it, you can always jump straight to it, bookmark it. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not really sure how many people are watching right now. So.